The announcement arrived not with the typical fanfare of a major awards campaign, but through a series of simple, coordinated Instagram posts from all 7 members of BTS. On July 29, 2026, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook shared an identical message with their hundreds of millions of followers, stating that they had made the collective decision to not submit their work for Grammy consideration that year. Their statement read, "We hope our music can be heard and loved for what it is, rather than being divided by region or language. We thank ARMY and everyone who has always stood by us." While the words were gracious and respectful of their fans, the underlying message was a direct and pointed challenge to the Recording Academy, exposing a systemic issue that has long plagued the music industry: the categorization of artists not by their musical genre or merit, but by their geographic origin and racial identity. The catalyst for this bold refusal was the Grammys' announcement on June 16, 2026, that they would be introducing 5 new categories for the 69th Annual Awards, one of which was Best Asian Pop Music Performance. According to the Recording Academy, this new category was designed to recognize artistic excellence in Asian pop music performances originating from or widely recognized within Asian markets, including but not limited to K-pop, J-pop and C-pop, with meaningful use of one or more Asian languages. At the time, Grammys CEO Harvey Mason Jr. defended the addition, stating that Asian pop music is one of the most significant and sustained forces in the global music industry, and that the category was created to more accurately reflect the genre's scale, artistry, and global impact. To the Recording Academy, this was a progressive step, an act of inclusion intended to shine a dedicated spotlight on a vibrant and influential music scene. However, to BTS and a significant portion of the global music community, this spotlight looked remarkably like a gilded cage. The group had long been the standard bearer for K-pop's global conquest, breaking records and shattering glass ceilings since their first Grammy nomination in 2021 for their English-language hit, Dynamite. They had performed at the prestigious ceremony and earned a total of 5 nominations, including for Best Pop Duo Group Performance, but had never taken home a trophy. For years, their exclusion from the Grammys' highest echelons, like Album of the Year or Record of the Year, has been a sore point for fans who saw the group's immense commercial success and critical acclaim as being systematically undervalued by a Western institution. The introduction of the Best Asian Pop Music Performance award felt like the final confirmation of a long-held suspicion that no matter how successful they became, they would always be viewed, and thus judged, as outsiders. As one fan, Will Scragg, told CNN, the new category felt like a way to keep BTS out of the main, more prestigious categories, a means to sideline Asian artists. This sentiment was echoed globally, with many in the ARMY fanbase describing the decision as inherently racist and outdated, a modern form of segregation in the music industry. The controversy exposed a deep-seated hypocrisy at the heart of the Grammy Awards. While the Academy claimed the Asian pop category was a celebration of diversity, its critics saw it as a mechanism for division. Stephanie Choi, an assistant professor of ethnomusicology at the University of Colorado Boulder, offered a powerful academic critique, stating, "Considering how the category Asian is attached not to musical elements but to the racial identification of artists, and how race neither represents nor can rightfully represent cultural characteristics, there is no justification for the Grammys to employ such categorization in the name of fairness." Choi argued that instead of providing equal recognition, such a category risks institutionalizing the assumption that Asian artists require separate recognition instead of equal evaluation. The logic was damning. In what world is the music of a white artist from the United States and a white artist from England, both singing in English, considered global, or simply pop, while an artist of Asian descent from South Korea or Japan, regardless of the language they sing in, is automatically relegated to a regional category? The category was not defined by a musical style, like rock or jazz, but by the immutable characteristics of the people creating the music. The irony of the Grammys' defensive position only deepened upon closer inspection of the new category's rules. To qualify for a nomination, a song must make meaningful use of one or more Asian languages. This seemingly innocuous eligibility requirement laid bare the absurdity of the entire situation. BTS's 2026 comeback album, Erarang, was a critically and commercially monumental release. Debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and topping charts in 23 countries, including the United States, the United Kingdom, and Germany. Yet, the album and its hit lead single, Swim, which were performed predominantly in English, would not have been eligible for the very category ostensibly created to recognize artists like them. The Grammys had essentially created a category for Asian artists that didn't even include music from some of the world's biggest Asian artists, forcing a choice: submit songs sung in Korean for a regional award, or compete and likely lose in the predominantly white, Western, general field categories for their English language work. This is precisely the choice BTS rejected. Their decision to not submit any music, whether it was in Korean or English, was a potent symbolic act. It was a refusal to play a game where the rules were designed to keep them in a separate, less prestigious lane. In the face of growing backlash, Harvey Mason Jr. issued a statement in an attempt to contain the fallout. He claimed to be saddened to hear of BTS's decision but understood and respected their choice as fellow music creators. He vigorously defended the Asian pop category, insisting its spirit was never to divide, but to expand who is recognized by our 15,000 Grammy voters. He also tried to clarify a point that seemed to be confusing the issue.